So frustratingly, the drop arm has jammed on halfway down the shaft. I can't get any further and I can't get back off, so I'm going to use the puller to pull it off, clean up the splines on the shaft, and see if I can get that to refit a little bit more cleanly, and see what happens. The puller's using an M12 bolt, so you need a 19mm spanner for the head. I've got a socket as well. I think the clearance in this area is going to be an issue. There's a lot of engine in the way which is not getting removed, and neither is the steering box. So the puller should just locate on the two little nubbins on the end of the drop arm, just to give it some leverage on the back, and the bolt slots straight onto the thread, onto the shaft, and I should be able to then wind that up and slowly pull the bolt off. So let's see how that works. So now I've removed the drop arm, I can see it was probably catching on some of the built up gunk that we hadn't really cleaned out well enough before fitting, so I've got a tiny file and work through that and get it clean. So now I've done that, I'm quite happy with the puller, it's done the job. There's a tiny groove into the paint, which is where it's been pulling, but you'd expect that. The bolt held up fine, I think it's quite a high tensile bolt. The one thing I think would have made a difference is if the end of the bolt had been cut with a slight point, which would have located into the end of the shaft. The first sort of few moments it was slipping a little bit. That would have just held it in place and made everything a little bit easier to do. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with that part. It's about £30 for a single use kind of tool, but I mess around with Land Rovers a lot and I think I'll end up using this again in the future, so it's going straight in the toolbox.